How are you? It's good to see everybody. And please forgive me as I'm working through this. I'm trying to do this with a new setup. Not to mention, I also haven't streamed in a while. So please let me know if my audio is too quiet, too loud. I changed a lot of settings on my mixing board, and so that is one of the things that I'm testing out. I also don't have an iPad for chat. I'm trying to do everything on a second screen over here. So if I miss something, let me know. I'm really trying to learn how to leverage the Twitch site because apparently that's what the pros do. I don't know. Just turn the volume up on your end. Oh, well, ultimately, you shouldn't have to turn the volume up, should you? Let me do this. How's that? Is it too loud or are we good? Because what I'm trying to do is find the balance between OBS and my board so that I can actually use the leverage, or so I can actually leverage the actual physical knobs over here versus the software. Cool. Good to see you. I love seeing your names. Makes me smile. It's been a long time since I've streamed, and there's a good reason for that. I have gone through a lot in the last, but it's been 2 months since my last stream, and before that it was a little longer. I've transitioned jobs. I've gone from a job that I had for a long time and was really working me to the bone, and it wasn't the best experience, to being unemployed and being, I don't know, I'm sure all of you know, and if you don't know, being unemployed and finding a job, especially if you're in a competitive industry and have a high demand skill set, that in and of itself is employment to find another job. So that was like a 5-month ordeal. Was it 5 months? 3, 4, 5 months. It felt like 5 months. Hey kitty, how are you? And so there's that. And then I found a job that I've had now for roughly 30 days and switched industries completely. And that has been fun because I'm using the same skill set, but I'm using it in a very different way. And that has been quite a stretch for me. Can't go into too much detail because it's one of those high security clearance types. Can't talk about this hush hush kind of jobs. But it's fun. There's a lot of growth there, and they have brought me into a role that no one else within this extremely large organization is doing, and that's really good for me because I needed to work somewhere where I felt I was valued and needed, and this company was desperately looking for someone to fill this role. So with all that said, that's where I've been, and that's why I haven't been streaming, because I really like to put my all into my streams, and I couldn't do that because my mind was elsewhere. Ultimately, when I started streaming, I was in a job that was really taking a lot out of me and taking advantage of me, and that's why, I don't know if you can tell that I get emotional when I talk about it, because it really was not good for me, and that's why I disappeared initially, because I couldn't do it. I could not do it. And it's amazing, as I left that job, it's absolutely amazing how the moment I left and started working in finding a new job is the moment I started sleeping better, I started eating better. Then I had different stresses, right? Like finding a new job. But then the moment I got this job, I was able to actually sit down and watch a movie without falling asleep, which sounds crazy, but when you're depressed and stressed and not happy, boy, oh boy, does it change your life. So that is where I've been. But I'm here and I'm doing good. And it's good to see you guys. Yeah, that's I've been through a lot. I've been through a lot. But I'm good. I'm good. And I have to say quite honestly, Scary Ketu, your streams really have been good for me. When I see you online, it's a safe space for me. I mean, I've told you this in chat, but I can tell you even better on a live stream. Like, your streams really are a safety net for me, and it really felt like the one place in all that time where I could just like be with some cool people and just chill for a while, and it was really great. And so I appreciate you being there for me. I know I told you a little bit in like, the public chats or whatever, but truth be told, I mean, it really has been good for me. And every Friday when I would see you on, it was like, oh good, time to stop stressing and do this. She's online, so I need to, that's her way of telling me I need to quit now. So thank you for that. But enough gushing. That's not what Twitch is for. How's everyone else? I am very excited about this game. It's called Her Story, if you're unaware, and essentially what it is we're going to be watching some interrogation video clips from police officers, and our job is to piece together what actually happened based on these clips. And there's another that's similar that we'll be playing too, whether it's this stream or another stream, where there are I believe four or five individuals, and they're all related somehow, and we don't know the connection. And our job as a private investigator is to go into these webcams and emails and things like that and piece together the story. They're all from the same developer, but Her Story came first, so naturally we're going to start there. That is a good day. That's a really good day. I don't miss homework, I can tell you that right now. Change is good. Change is really good, honestly. It's good. It's good for everybody. It is good for everybody. I'm excited though. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to play this game. Now, mind you, I have not looked this up, so I do not know the contents really of this game. I do not know anything about it. It might absolutely suck. Fortunately, Steam has a 2-hour time policy, so we're gonna start our clock. And if we realize this sucks, we can easily get our money back. But it was actually a really cheap game. It was only like $5 right now on sale, so it's not that big of a deal. But I'm excited. I might absolutely suck at it, but you guys, this is why I wanted to stream it, because this is really something where I wanted to do this with a group of people and we can go through it together. So let's make it a team effort, shall we? Let's see, resolution. Oh, it's an old game when a dialogue box pops up and says, what resolution do you want this to be at? We'll do this one, and we're gonna do this one, and we want that. Oh, here we go. How's the volume with the game? Fantastic. It's a point and click too, which I'm excited about. Oh, I love that automatic recenter that just happened on my webcam. Oh. Well, this is old, isn't it? Search term, murder. You're logged in as an authenticated guest. That doesn't seem very good, does it? Let's see. Storage used, instant file access. I guess we're gonna search murder. Oh. Okay. 4 entries found. Which one do we want to start with? 1, 2, 3, or 4. Pick one. Four? What do we think? Do we think 4? 4 is a good number. Let's go for 4. Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm geeking out a little bit because there's a click every time I click it, and it's that really old school, early 90s, late 80s, really, really, really satisfying click sound. Oh, we can add tags here. So let's, you know what I'm gonna take a move from your playbook, Scaredy. I'm going to grab my notebook and I'm gonna use the same digital notebook I use for work, and I'm going to take notes. How about it? Just in case. You never know. 1 second. It's booting up. Believe it or not, I have a digital notebook, and it has to boot up because I'm one of those people. But I didn't want a bunch of papers floating around for work. Okay, you start a new notebook. And we'll just do our regular end game so I know what it is. And create. Okay. All right, y'all, let's do this.
I'd like to speak to a lawyer now. Please. You have no murder weapon. You have nothing. And all these stories we've been telling each other, just that. Stories.
Okay. So we know she thinks that there's no murder weapon and that everything is a story. So I'm just going to type weapon here and add it to the session, I guess. Okay. So there's that. Let's go for 1 and see what we find. 11 seconds.
You think it's murder? I mean, clearly it's murder. What can I do to help?
Well, answer some questions. Be nice.
Yeah, that's me. But February, I mean, that was months ago. What's that got to do with Simon's murder?
Wait, okay, hold on. So, this here is
Yeah.
01
That's me.
7.
February, I mean, that was months ago. What's that got to do with Simon's murder?
February. And his name is Simon. And let me see. I need to scroll up the chat a little bit so I can see what we've got going on here. Yeah, her attitude is something else, isn't it? Huh, interesting. I wonder, that first clip that we saw, was it the same date?
I'd like to speak to a lawyer now.
It wasn't.
Please. You have no murder weapon. You have nothing.
So,
And all these stories we've been telling each other. Just that.
so no weapon. So this was months later. She says this. Interesting. I'm gonna go back and add this to the session, add this to the session, because we can go back and let's see what this is about.
I didn't murder Simon. You've got it wrong. You've got the wrong person.
Interesting. So clearly, let's see, let me check one thing.
I didn't murder Simon.
Okay,
You've got it wrong.
let's search by name, shall we? Oh boy. Okay. There's that. So now we have 4 clips. Wait, that says 61 entries are found. Access limited to the first 5. Okay, well, which one do we want? I still find it interesting that we're a guest here. I find that to be a little off-putting, if you ask me. Just clicking around to see if, like, we have. Did you see that? I clicked in the rubbish bin. What is this? Hack. Cyber Ghost. One of the mums here. Classic 2-player strategy for lunchtime game. Enjoy. Seriously? What is this? No way. Okay. Well, that's a thing. Really read me text. Here is the database. I filed a Freedom of Information form to get you guest access. Everything seems to work. They transferred the videos off the original tapes in 1999, and then the Y2K thing hit, and they got the they got what, mothballed? Okay. No one has been in touch with them since. I couldn't find the servers with the detectives' footage on. Possibly these tapes got damaged when the old archives were flooded in '97, but figures that this would be enough. Take your time. Figured this would be enough. Okay. More readme text. Introduction to the Logic database. Computer technology is the backbone of modern police work. The Logic database is one of the many continuing efforts and preserve evidence in a manner in which will allow us to work more efficiently. In the coming years, the computer will continue to be the most valuable item in crime fighting toolkit. Yeah, we're aware of that. I would say that's pretty accurate, no? This database contains footage transferred from the existing homicide and serious crime tape archive, and it has been automatically sorted using our ASR technology. Each statement made by the interview participant is stored separately so that they can be tagged for submission to court. The audio has been distinguished digitally. Oh, this way we can search keywords. Okay, and the content of the testimony is attached to each clip. To retrieve a clip, type the keyword IG robbery into the search field. Click search and the database will return all the clips with the speaker using that word. To narrow a search, use multiple words, i.e. robbery, supermarket. If there are, if you are working from a printed transcript, you can be even more precise. Okay. Use inverted commas to search for an exact match against the entire segment, i.e. yes, comma, I was there. Okay. To store a clip for a later reference, click the add to session also. If you wish to add additional tapes for your own to help future searches, please click the user tag box and type in your desired tags. For further assistance, please contact your department's information technology representative. Okay. All right, well, that's a thing that happened. Okay, so do we agree then using the word Simon? Or should we be a little more specific? What do we think now that we have an understanding of what we're looking at? I'm kind of thinking murder. Subtitles. Oh, that's neat. Also, glare or no glare? No glare, glare. I'll let y'all get back to me on that because I'm kind of on the fence for both. Let's see. We'll definitely go in order though. I do like the authentic look. Okay, you and I are on the same page. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. This one here is 19 seconds. And unless we want to get more specific, we'll start with this one. Let's just see what we unearth, shall we?
Simon Smith. He works at Ernst Brothers Glass. They do windows, all kinds of glass. Simon does the more special work. Mirror making, feature windows, artistic things. Really beautiful things.
So first of all, I was a dummy. We'll pause it. I'm going to start it and then pause it if I can or I can't.
Simon Smith.
Simon Smith.
He works at Ernst Brothers Glass. They do windows, all kinds of glass. Simon does the more special work. Mirror making, feature windows, artistic things.
And also, I
really
had the month wrong. They have a day, month, year. So that is meaningful to me. So I'm gonna go back here. So this one here is same month. So it's July. July. The first one that we saw was in June. So that's good to know. So June, July. Oh, you caught that. Thank you. I'm writing that down. Brother Glass. So let's I think this might be a little too broad. Maybe if we were to do like you have here. Nope. So that doesn't help us. Let me... Yeah, exactly. Should we... Motive? Really? Nothing for motive, huh? Yeah. Simon Smith, I agree. I love that typing sound. Oh. I believe we just saw this one.
Simon Smith. He works at Ernst Brothers Glass. They do
Oh.
windows, all kinds of glass.
That would be why. That would be why, because yours truly typed the name wrong. Dyslexia at its best. Oh, well, it didn't matter. It didn't matter, but at least we have it right now. Right? Well, the only time she says his last name, we know she's gonna say a lot. 61 entries. That we do know. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna just put, if I could type this over here, and I'm gonna just, for my own sake, put that in here, and I'm just gonna, for my own sake, name or full name. Just for my own sake. And then close that out. And let's go back to the name, since we know we have that. And let's just see what we get from her on this day here, on the 18th.
Simon is 6 foot, darkish blonde hair, average build. He's clean shaven. If his beard grows, it goes ginger, so he shaves it. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with ginger hair. I bought a photo instead of spring photo. This was taken last year on holiday in Rome. It's the best one I have.
So we know he's 6 feet, red hair. We know that they went to Rome together a year before. He was an average guy as far as his build goes, but whatever that means, because I never know what that means. So there's that.
It's the Rockington Arms, the Rock. It's run by a nice couple, Peter and Susan. There's some other regulars there that Simon likes to drink with, and the barmaid they're having sometimes, Helen. Peter said Simon had been in and had a few drinks.
So, is this when they were in Rome?
It's the Rockington Arms, the Rock. It's run by a nice couple, Peter and Susan. There's some other regulars there that Simon likes to drink with, and the barmaid they're having sometimes, Helen. Peter said Simon had been in and had a few drinks.
Susan, Peter and Susan. And there's another name that I want to grab one more time.
It's the Rockington Arms, the Rock. It's run by a nice couple, Peter and Susan. There's some other regulars there that Simon likes to drink with, and the barmaid they're having sometimes, Helen. Peter said Simon had been in and had a few drinks.
So there's this woman named Helen that seems interesting to me. Yes, exactly. Of all the people that he likes to drink with, Helen gets brought up and she makes a face. So I want to look this up. Did I spell her name right? Because Only one L. Okay. Thank you. Really? Only 2 results?
No. I think he spoke to Helen. She said he was upset about her argument, but I'm not sure what else he said. He likes Helen. He likes blondes.
In other words, I'm sad because he doesn't like me because I'm not a blonde. Jealous? Yeah. Okay. Well, there was an argument. Ah. Oh. Oh boy. Oh boy. What do we think? Are we on to something? Ooh, this one's a whole minute. This one is a whole minute long. Okay, I'm gonna get ready with my pen for this one. Okay. Let's do this.
So, it was Friday evening. We had an argument. He left. On Saturday, he didn't come back. I waited all day. He was
Wait.
supposed to go help Eric out with something on the Saturday afternoon. They had a job.
Wait. So,
So, it was
hold on. So they're dating. There have to be a couple. So they fought. So they are together. We've got and her fought, and they fought on a Friday. I'm just writing this down since we were already there.
So, it was Friday evening. We had an argument. He left. On Saturday, he didn't come back. I waited all day. He was supposed to go help Eric out with something on the Saturday afternoon. They had a job. He didn't show. So Eric was ringing on the phone. I checked at the Rock, that's our local. They said they'd seen him on the Friday night, but not since. He still wasn't back this morning. It just isn't like him at all. Still not back by dinner time. It's getting dark again. So I decided to come and see you. His parents haven't heard anything either.
Interesting. Very interesting. I wonder if Eric comes up again.
His married couple stuff. A stupid argument. Nothing specific. No
Whoa.
one knows how to push your buttons better than those you're close to.
So they're married. They are married.
No. I mean, yes, we have arguments, but he never runs off. He always comes back. We make up. It's always that way.
That's not very much time for her to wait and go to the police. I mean, one day he's gone. I mean, yeah. You think it's sus?
Yes. He left after the argument. It was about 8 o'clock.
So now we know he left at 8 o'clock. Friday night and never came back. He did not go to the Rock, and he never saw Eric the next day. I'm gonna try something. Okay, interesting. He comes up 14 times. These are the first 5 entries.
He was wearing a shirt.
I hope he was wearing a
Blue
shirt.
turtleneck shirt and jeans. He has a watch. It's a really nice one. That was a gift from his boss, Eric. He had his coat, a long grey duffel coat, like Paddington Bear. He would have taken that with him. It's not in the house.
I don't know. Is she? Interesting. Interesting. I do say so myself.
Yes, there's a car that we share, a Cavalier, and a van he uses for work. It's owned by Eric, but we look after it. Both of them are there now, parked in the street. I'm not sure about the keys for the van. I can look for you when I get back.
What about those keys? Van keys are missing. If I can spell or write missing. Interesting.
Yes, that would be in his wallet. It's a Visa, a silver one.
What?
He doesn't like to spend money he doesn't have, so he usually pays with cash, but Eric convinced him to get one.
Get a credit card? Wait. So Eric, his boss, convinced him to get a credit card. Exactly. What boss would do that? Seriously. Eric convinced to get credit card. Okay, that's interesting. So what I want to know is wallet. Comes up one other time.
Yes, that would be in his wallet. It's a Visa.
Oh, I've already seen that
a
one.
silver one.
I clicked the wrong one. I meant to click this one.
He has a wallet, a huge, silly thing, leather, real leather, I think. He packs it full of stuff, business cards, receipts, lottery tickets. He always carries it in his back pocket. I think that's why he's got a bad back. Offsets the discs. I haven't seen it, so he must have it on him. He always takes it out of his back pocket before, when he comes in, if he's in the house.
I want to get back to that credit card. Okay. What about, she used the word silver to describe it.
Silverleaf? No. He normally silvers them properly. This mirror, it's supposed to look antique. The reflection isn't as good. It's the perfect mirror for someone who doesn't like to look at their own reflection.
What are we looking at? That doesn't mean a whole lot to me right now. So I'm gonna pretend like we didn't see that. Yeah, I agree. Let's take a look and see. It only comes up once. Right. Let's try van. Only comes up once. Keys. Uh-huh. 7 times. 7 times we talk about different keys.
Yes. I always pull it shut and then lock the bigger lock with the key.
Okay, well that doesn't help us right now. Trying to think. Because I want to go back to him. Trying to think. What about... I bet we are to match the video up with the outfits to play them in order of the date. Yeah. For sure. I've kind of been thinking that too. I mean, we also have the dates, fortunately. So that helps. Oh. Well, this is also helpful. This is actually very helpful. So all of this happened on the same day. We talked about Simon a lot. Obviously, that was a stupid statement. But let's go down these next two then, and see if we can't get more specific.
Yes, there's an Amstrad one. No one uses it for very much. There's a printer so you can write letters on it. Simon sometimes plays games, you know, climb the tower, save the princess, that kind of thing.
Okay. What was that name brand though that I'm not aware of?
Yes, there's an Amstrad one.
Amstrad.
No one uses it for very much. There's a printer so you can write letters on it. Simon sometimes plays games, you know.
What is an Amstrad?
Princess, that kind of thing. Simon isn't the type to run off or do anything crazy. Someone must have done something to him, or there must have been some kind of accident. So what do we do next?
Interesting. I'm just gonna type self. Or harm. Nope. Just thinking like, what would he do to himself, you know. Um, trying to think, what more could we do here, Simon? Work. Why does she have a guitar? That seems interesting. Well, it wasn't a car accident, right? Doesn't she say their vehicles were still parked in the house? Yes, but that van, the keys were missing. Like, that's the one thing that I find to be very interesting. But yes, both of the cars were parked.
Yes, there's a car that we share, a Cavalier.
One is for theirs and one
the
is
van
for
uses
work.
For work. It's owned by Eric, but we look after it. Both of them are there now, parked in the street. I'm not sure about the keys for the van. I can look for you when I get back.
Trying to think. I don't know. like, that's where my head is going. Like, let's see. I don't know though. I don't want to go there yet. Well, I guess we kind of did here, so why not? See, that's 7. This is also 1-7. So why not? We've already seen some from that day. What about just the word glass? Sure. Let's try it. Oh. We got 5 results. So why don't we match with these I'm actually glad that I've done one of each of these outfits because that's really helpful. So why don't we look at this one here then?
No, he doesn't have any tattoos. He has a scar down here near his stomach, past his hip. Cut himself with some glass. That was before, a long time ago.
Before
it's just
what?
like the photo. He's not got his glasses on here though. He takes them off with the camera. But he needs them to see properly, you know. He has to read a newspaper or a menu in a restaurant. Not book so much, or watching TV. He likes TV.
A scar before what? Question mark. Does she really only mention it once? Yo, her last attempt failed. Her first attempt did not go very well. Apparently there's either someone named Mark or we're talking about the Mark here. Let's go back to glass. We'll just go through these then. So this is a different day.
He wasn't present so much. It was one of those arguments that had been simmering for a while. The present was a mirror, a nice mirror. He'd engraved the glass, the kind of mirror a princess would have in a story. He made it specially for me.
Okay, help me out here. Am I crazy to think that we don't know her name? Maid, wife, mirror. Yes, yes. I mean, I totally go to like Princess Peach and Mario vibes the way she described it the first time, like really early retro Nintendo retro. We're talking NES here basically. I'm just gonna write that down. Princess. Hashtag I'm a nerd.
Look, on his clothes, that would make sense. He made it by hand. I mean, he brushes the silver onto the glass. It's not how they make mirrors these days. I mean, he made the mirror and he gave it to me.
Was the mirror the murder weapon?
No. I've had enough coffee for today, thanks. Glass of water.
Okay, well that one we didn't need to see, did we? Maybe... Well, everything is tagged. That's why there's subtitles on the video. So we could technically search any word she says. That's why we need to try to get as specific as we can. How about broken mirror? I don't know. I just want to look at one thing. I don't know. This is probably not going to be helpful, but I'm going to click it anyway.
It happened very quickly. We hardly had to talk to each other. We agreed almost silently. The baby was what mattered.
Oh.
We'd help each other. We cleaned up. We bagged up the broken mirror, her clothes. They're gone. We took him down to the cellar. We knew we had an alibi, and we wanted the body to be found later.
What the?
We wanted to have suspicion on us, so we could then disprove it, rather than have it linger.
What?
Better to keep the body in the house than risk being seen with it.
What?
The watch.
The watch?
To make sure the alibi stuck.
His watch? What did we just watch? The music changed. Did you catch that? The music just changed. What? So there's a her, there's a baby, and there's a dead body. I need to watch that one more time because I was so not expecting that I need to watch that again.
It happened very quickly. We hardly had to talk to each other. We agreed almost silently. The baby was what mattered. We'd help each other. We cleaned up. We bagged up the broken mirror, her clothes. They're gone. We took him down to the cellar. We knew we had an alibi, and we wanted the body to be found later. We wanted to have suspicion on us, so we could then disprove it, rather than have it linger. Better to keep the body in the house than risk being seen with it. We could then disprove it, rather than the body to be found later. We had an alibi, and we wanted the body to be found later. We wanted to have suspicion on us, so we could then disprove it, rather than have it linger. Better to keep the body in the house than risk being seen with it. The watch, that was my touch, to make sure the alibi stuck.
This is insane. No, we didn't. We didn't. We'll go to that now. This is crazy. Okay.
You're reaching here. Oh, I don't know why. No.
This is 2 months before.
I've never cheated on anyone.
Or no, not months before.
I've never taken anything from anyone.
Except for a life.
Simon is dead. But I have my baby to care for.
Uh-huh, so it was their baby.
Why are you trying to make me sad? Why are you so obsessed with sex and affairs? You cheated on your wife. Is this your thing?
The heck?
And what did your wife do? She didn't kill you. You think I killed Simon because he was having an affair? Well, I didn't kill him. I wasn't even there. I was in Glasgow worrying about whether my baby was still growing inside me. I mean, why would I kill Simon? I loved him.
I need to go back.
And what did your wife do? She didn't kill you. You think I killed Simon because he was having an affair? Well, I didn't kill him. I wasn't even there. I was in Glasgow worrying about whether my baby was still growing inside me. I mean, why would I kill Simon? I loved him.
Not Simon's baby? Maybe. Let's, shall we search for the word baby? What about... How about... my baby? Huh.
You're reaching here. Oh, I don't know why.
So we saw that one. We've seen that one. Let me... The date here. This is months later. This is months later. So this... Wait, no it's not. This all happened... It's amazing how things can change in just a matter of days. So these happened first. So this dark one happened in June. And then in July, they really get into it a month later. Dead. I was thinking that too. Dead body. Okay. Maybe that's too specific. We'll just do body then, like you were saying. And then there's that guitar. Let's just see this here. July. This is when we get to see a photo of him, I think.
Yeah? That's me.
Oh no, this is
But February, I mean, that was months ago. What's that got to do with Simon's murder? Really? Okay. Here's the rest. Oh, they laid a body on the doctor.
oh god.
Oh, the wind and the rain, till a fiddler with a fiddle came walking by. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. And he made a fiddle bow of her long hair. Oh, the wind and the rain. Yes, he made a fiddle bow of her long blonde hair. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. And he made fiddle pegs of her finger bows. Oh, the wind and the rain. Yes, he made fiddle pegs from her finger bows. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. And he made a fiddle out of her breastbone. Oh, the wind and rain. The sound could pierce a heart of stone. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. But the only tune that the fiddle could play was, oh, the wind and the rain. Yes, the only tune that the fiddle could play was, oh, the dreadful wind and rain. Anything you sing may be used as evidence against you.
The fuck was that about? Why? I need to know why. We'll go back to Bonnie in a second. But why are we talking about a song? Why? I guess. We already typed this, but... Yeah, she only comes up twice. And that only happens once. So... We'll just go back to body, but... What the heck? So let's see, this is the, okay, so this is the order of events here. So we need to go here. Exactly.
The bruise. I have a really fast metabolism, so stuff like that just comes and goes. I don't know if there's much more that I can tell you that I haven't already told the other policemen. I found the body.
They found a body, but then there was a body. There's gotta be two bodies here. Am I crazy to think that there are two bodies here?
It was after dinner. I'd spoken to Sam's parents on the phone. I looked up for an early night and I suddenly had this thought.
I
I think
want
it was
to
something
kill.
his mum had said. She'd been speaking about old stuff, sad stuff, about when we lived there, about the baby. There's some boxes in the cellar, nursery stuff we never needed and I never had the heart to throw out. And I suddenly remembered that when I'd looked down there the week before, those boxes, that pile was in the wrong place. I went cold all over. I went down there with a torch and went straight to the back, and that's when I saw the bin bags. Pulled them open, saw the body. I screamed, and that's when I called the police.
So was the body in the attic? In like a bin bag? This was on the 18th of June. This is on the 27th of June. This is days later. Okay, as long as I'm not the only one, I feel better now.
His body didn't look real. And his throat. It looked like his throat had been cut. And I didn't see his glasses. There's these thick glasses. He doesn't always wear.
Yeah, it's definitely Simon's body. And I want to...
It's Rapunzel. The story starts when she's born. Mother Gothel, a witch, takes Rapunzel from her parents and keeps her locked up in this
Here's
tower.
the princess thing again.
Rapunzel gets pregnant by the prince, and Mother Gothel is furious, so she cuts off her hair and throws it. Actually, her hair's already short here, so that's already happened. So she throws her into the wilderness, and Rapunzel is reunited with the prince, who's blind, but she kills him with her tears, and so it's a happy ending. Is that too much?
It's not too much. And I got an achievement for that, apparently. I want... This is a cut neck. I am in thought.
No. Well, yes. You found out on my birthday. I told him I was pregnant. Yes, I'm fine. I won't be sick again. This happens some days. I'm pregnant. It's morning sickness.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going nuts over here. Let's see. Did we ever... Interesting. There's this one.
An affair. Simon wasn't having an affair.
Right. Right. Where she was talking about she has a baby to take care of.
It was after dinner. I'd spoken to Simon's parents on the phone. I looked up for an early night and I suddenly had this thought. I think it was something his mum had said. She'd been speaking about old stuff, sad stuff, about when we lived there, about the baby. There's some boxes in the cellar, nursery stuff, stuff we never needed and I never had the heart to throw out. And I suddenly remembered that when I'd looked down there the week before,
Wait,
those boxes, that pile was in the wrong place.
why would they need to throw it out?
I went cold all over. I went down there with a torch and went straight to the back, and that's when I saw the bin bags. Pulled them open, saw the body. I screamed and I don't see how it's hard. We've established I was in Glasgow when he was killed. You've spoken with the hospital.
Why would we speak with the hospital? I did mean to search Glasgow, I never did. Is she actually pregnant though? Other video. See? I'm so
I got in the
confused.
car and I drove.
She said she went there for a checkup. Oh, okay.
I got in the car and I drove. I just kept driving north. Just kept going, just wanted to get as far away as I could. When I finally stopped, I was all the way up in Glasgow. I was so tired. I just had to sleep. Yes. I got to Glasgow, I was exhausted, so I pulled over and slept
So
in
I
the car.
slept in the car, that's what I figured.
I woke up because a rubbish truck went past. I got some petrol, bought a coffee and a pastry, tried calling someone from the payphone, and then headed back. Yeah, that's Simon's watch. It was a gift from Eric. He got it this year. It was a
Oh.
wedding anniversary gift. Steel. It would have been Diane who chose it. She has really nice taste. That time, it must eliminate me. I was in Glasgow then.
Picked by Diane. That's another name. That is another name. I wrote that down. We're gonna search it in a second.
No, I don't think so. Glasgow was deserted that early in the morning. When I arrived in Glasgow, I was exhausted. The streets were empty. I was driving badly. And I hit a taxi. Not a big crash, just paintwork. The guy was so pissed off because I didn't have a driving license on me.
Oh.
But when I told him I was pregnant, he made sure I got to the hospital so they could check me out.
Oh, that's why she was in the hospital. Yeah.
Hospital must have details when I was looked at.
Yep.
There's a scratch on the car.
So it wasn't a checkup. She didn't know how to drive. Frantically running away from her crime scene. LOL. I need to know how to type sometimes. Let's try the word. I know what we're gonna do. I want to see, does the driver come up more than once? This is 6:30. This is 3 days later. Let's just see.
A police station. Yeah. When I was young, we ran away on my birthday. Bob Dylan was playing in London and we thought we could break into his tour bus and have him take us with him. The taxi driver we paid to drop us off, I mean, we'd saved money, pinched a bit here and there to pay for the fare. He was suspicious because we were so young, so he told the police. So they came and picked us up and took me back to Portsmouth. My mum picked me up from the station. But I blamed everything on my friend Eve, so my parents let me off.
Okay, that wasn't helpful. But oh, this is June now.
When I was 8, Mother died. She slipped down the stairs.
Oh,
It was an accident. I had read a diary at that point and I knew she wasn't my real mother.
adopted.
So I burned the diary that day and I left. Walked out and across the street.
Whoa! Did you see that? 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 You didn't see it? Can you rewind that? Oh, she showed. Maybe it wasn't her, but I could have swore that I just saw her reflection in the monitor. I could have swore. But maybe it's just me, my in-game self. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That's creepy. Mother?
Okay. There's a girl and she's staring out of the window.
Rapunzel, here we go.
She's sad. She's trapped. She's here. She's looking out the window because her mother won't let her out.
Okay. All right.
I would have been a good mother.
Would have.
I was young, but I would have been a good mother. She was a girl, by the way, the baby.
Miscarriage.
We were going to call her Sarah.
She had a miscarriage.
Simon wanted to call her Ava after his nana, but I didn't want her to have a symmetrical name.
I mean, I'm assuming, I don't know, but which is sad, but
My mother called me Eve. Well, she wasn't my real mother, but she raised me. Do you want to hear the story? It's
Yeah.
a real-life fairy tale.
No kidding.
Well, my friend Eve. I mean, she was a friend from when I was a kid, and she was always more popular with the boys, and I used to hate her for it. I mean, really hate her sometimes.
Oh. Okay.
Yes. We'd fight. We fought on the beach once, and I held Eve's head underwater. There was no one else around. It was at the far end of the beach, and I held her head under, and I kept it under. And for a moment, I just wanted to kill her and watch her drown. But that was it. It was just a moment. We made up afterwards. It was a love-hate relationship.
There's no way she didn't kill this man. There's no way. There's no way. This is Eve, right?
Yes.
Yeah, this is Eve. Where's her adopted mother down the stairs? Wanted to kill her best friend. As far as we know.
No, he was as shy as me. I asked a friend to ask him out for me. We had our first date at the Odeon in North End. We went to see Risky Business. I had on my one best dress. Simon paid. He bought me a Whisper, and I was worried about getting chocolate on my teeth.
I don't know. Like, this is where my head is going.
I mean, what if they were crazy? You hear about these crazy people all the time. I mean, why would anyone who knew Simon want to kill him? I mean, what if they were crazy? You hear about these crazy people all the time. I mean, why would anyone who knew Simon want to kill him?
I don't know. Why don't you tell us? I've never had
I'm
one.
not sure where the dollhouse came from. I don't know
Dollhouse?
if it was given to them or they inherited it. I mean, they wouldn't have had the money to buy it. It was so huge. It must have been taken up to the attic in parts and then reassembled up there. It's a beautiful thing. Wallpaper to scale, little furniture, the lights work, mirrors, beds, big duvets and pillows. We spent hours and hours playing in it, invented all these characters and families who lived there. We wrote paperwork for them all, passports, diaries, and gave them all really elaborate stories. Once a moth got trapped in there. We'd left a light on. It was making the most horrendous noise. We tried to kill it, but it was tough. We ended up crushing it under a copy of the Arabian Nights.
I don't know why I want to do this, but
Could the hairs have come from somewhere else? I mean, could they... We have a lot of dolls in the attic. There's a Rapunzel doll with long blonde hair. Could they have come from there? What kind of hairs?
okay. What?
You want me to play something? I'm not the world's greatest guitar player. Okay. Probably needs tuning. No, it's okay. How about a traditional ballad? Should be right up your street. Sisters came walking by the sea. Oh, the wind and the rain. The eldest one pushed the other one in. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. See, they both had a love for the captain's son. Oh, the wind and the rain, but he only cared for the youngest one. Oh, the dreadful wind. Oh, the eldest envied her sister fair. Oh, the wind and the rain, with a pretty little
I really hope I don't get DMCA'd.
Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. So she pushed her in and held her down. Oh, the wind and the rain watched her as she slowly drowned. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. Oh, she floated up and she floated down. Oh, the wind and the rain floated till a ship came by. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. Out comes the captain's son. Oh, the wind and the rain. Father dear, here swims and swan. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain.
It's a very happy song, sort of happy, an upbeat song to be playing in the middle of an interrogation.
You want me to play something? Floated down, down, oh, winds and then it gets really weird, so I think that's a good place to stop.
You're really weird. You are really weird. I want to know why there's a guitar. This is June 30th, and this is the next day. So let's see what happened. This is 15/5/6. Okay, so these next two clips we need to watch. No, it's not. And it's really weird in the context of just hearing about this childhood friend that she wanted to make drown. That's why initially I'm thinking, wait, did she write this song? But then I Googled it and found it. So, because I was unfamiliar with it.
No, Simon didn't play guitar.
You did,
He
clearly.
wasn't very musical. He liked to listen, but he was tone deaf. Yes. Yeah, it's my guitar.
Uh-huh. So why didn't you just say that? Instead of being asked. I don't know. I'm just trying something. Okay, well, clearly it doesn't work with every word. Because I would think it would still show up musical, but I guess not. What do we know? I feel like we're just going down this really deep rabbit hole, but not really getting anywhere. Let's see. This is 1158, 1159. So they go in order. They go in order from left to right, fortunately. So we'll start here then.
When she went home, Salmon had a birthday tea waiting. Afterwards, she told Salmon about me, told him I was pregnant. She wanted me to move in with them, this sister he didn't know she had. She knew that instant. The look on his face.
I'm confused. I'm confused. I'm confused. She knew what?
She sent him out the house, kicked him out, called me up, crying, and I went round. I guess I had a feeling I could hear something was wrong in her voice, but I wasn't sure what it was. She called me sister on the phone. She never calls me that.
That happened. That's clearly us. But it scared me the first time.
There were always princes and princesses. They were the special people, more important than the other characters in their stories. We knew we were like that. Twins. Magical. We were the princesses. We had a poster of Princess Diana from the newspaper up in our attic. Had a pride of place. And underneath we used to put all our special things. When her engagement was announced, we were obsessed with everything she did. And later, when her life went so bad, we felt for her. Her divorce last year just kind of drew a line under things.
Okay.
No. The parents decided there would be a wedding. And after the wedding, Hannah moved in with his parents. There was no way I could follow. So we were separated again. I stayed in the attic. It was hard. It's like I suddenly didn't exist.
Oh,
I would
someone's...
speak out, but in case anyone recognised me, I started wearing a wig. Hannah and I would meet up in the park. I was trying to get pregnant. But I couldn't. I mean, I couldn't do it with anyone we knew, so it was sex with strangers. Drunk guys I'd met in clubs. Parks and highways. I was 17. It felt like I was being punished. But it was Hannah who had betrayed us.
What?
I had to stop when one of the guys gave me an STD.
What?
When we met up, it was disturbing. For the first time, my reflection, she didn't look like me. She was fatter, flushed. If anything, I was getting skinnier. I know how to look sometimes. We talked about what to do. Was it time to become our own people? I mean, that seemed like the right thing to do, but neither of us wanted it. We agreed that her and Simon would get their own place as soon as possible, and then I could move in. And that was the plan.
Wait. What are we talking about here? Are we talking about her and Simon living together and then this chick moves in and they have like a triad something? Or I mean, maybe I'm overthinking it, but what? I know, I want to know. I want to know that too. That is on my list. I wrote it down. I need to know. I need to know. We'll start here.
My name is Hannah.
Oh.
H-A-N-N-A-H.
Well, there we go. That's Hannah.
My name is Hannah. H-A-N-N-A-H.
Allegedly.
It's palindrome. It reads the same backwards as forwards. It doesn't work if you mirror it though. It's not quite symmetrical, but well, I mean, you get the idea. Sorry. Hannah Smith. I live at 31 Gladstone Street.
Okay. Yeah. That. Wow. I think you just nailed that. Wow. Holy cow. So we've got Hannah and let's do something real quick. I want to finish this STD situation.
I was living in the attic. It was a very hard time. I was depressed, was still pretty sick of the STD. And I came down one morning and they were dead. They were in bed and both had been sick. They'd thrown up a lot.
Hey, band
I
girl.
slept through it. The police said it was the mushrooms they ate. Dad was a mushroom expert. I mean, he used to take us picking with him and he taught us how to recognize them. There's no way he would have picked death caps. But the police believe that's what happened. They never even looked in the attic.
This is so weird.
Twins? Really? Are you really asking me that question?
Yes, yes, we are.
Are you out of your mind? Twins? Florence took me home with her. Mother hadn't been expecting twins and had a healthy baby. I guess she was just happy for Florence to clean up. Take away the evidence that this was anything but a happy occasion.
Twin, two, or let me.
Florence took me home with her. Mother hadn't been expecting twins and had a healthy baby. I guess she was just happy for Florence to clean up.
Wow, okay.
Florence raised me in her home. I never left it. She kept me out of sight. It wasn't odd for people to see a midwife with a baby, carrying in supplies, washing nappies, that sort of thing. I never knew any different. I grew up looking out of my window and seeing her across the road.
Is that...
I thought it was like a reflection in the mirror. She was me.
Is that why we keep getting these Rapunzel references? Yeah, they were split up because the mother only one baby and Florence the midwife took this one.
Florence was a warm, kind person. But she was broken, I guess. When I found her diary, I also found a biscuit tin with other stuff in it. Older papers, letters, that kind of thing. Her story wasn't there. I never really spoke to her about it. I was far too young to really understand, I guess. I just put it together later, once I was older. She had loved children, planned to have a large family, but her husband died in the war. And that was back when you married for life. She never felt like she could marry again. Isn't that strange? She was a widow from her 20s. But, I mean, I guess it was different then. You know, you married for life and she felt she could never marry again. I guess it was harder, a war widow. One of the dead. I don't know, maybe there was more to it than that. I don't really know.
Wow. I want to know who this is, though.
No. It was just me and her. Eve was the name they were going to call their first child. They talked about it and were going to try when he came back. Florence's family had a history of firstborn girls, so they were convinced it was going to be a girl. It's hard to know if this is all true. These are stories I remember, that I read when I was a child. Maybe I misread, maybe I misunderstood.
Is this Eve? Please tell me this isn't Eve.
What happened last week.
I'm just trying to...
No, I was 15. Carl was older, 17, I think. I was really into him, regardless of how he actually
I'll go to
behaved.
Eve in a second.
Lots of drunken teenage sex. We did it in a church once. It's stupid. So he got tired of us and we split up after about 6 months. It was sad, but those early experiences, they help you realise who's really important to you, you know? Family.
Let's go to Eve. Thank you. I forgot we didn't watch this clip.
What are you doing talking about Eve?
What are you doing tapping like that? This is such a deliberate move.
Poor Simon.
Oh, she was alone in that moment. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. There's more to this. There's more. Eve. Maybe? I don't know. I don't know, I'm just trying different words. Mental. There's a thing there.
Her story is that she'd waited for him to come back. She put on my wig, some of my clothes, pretended to be me. They talked. She'd enjoyed being me. He said he wanted to be with me. Then he took out a present.
Another mirror.
Yeah.
This is Simon.
Just like the one he'd given her earlier.
There's two people here.
That
Unique present.
She went crazy, smashed the mirror. They argued, screamed. He hit her. So she grabbed a piece of the mirror and just swung it round.
And that's how he got the
Straight
scar.
through the open.
Oh!
She'd only meant to scare him off.
Well, that's it. That's it. That has to be it. And she bruised. She bruised. And then said that she heals quickly. Let's
Bruce? Oh, yeah, no, it's nothing. I was going through the top cupboard in my kitchen and the chair slipped and I kind of hit the door with my face. I mean, it hurt like hell.
Oh, we're on to it.
If one of us got hurt, the other one would have to be hurt too. A grazed knee, a bruise. When I lost my tooth first, we had to pull out Hannah's to match. Once, I slept with a boy who was seeing another girl. The girlfriend came up to Hannah the next day and punched her in the face, gave her a huge black eye. that night, she had to do the same to me. But she almost went too far. I couldn't see out of that eye for days. She snuck frozen peas up for me from the kitchen. So much of our bodies were synchronised anyway. We started our period on the same day. All our childhood diseases, stomach bugs, nits.
So that's what it is. They were living together. The three of them were living together.
Yeah. 1984 was an awful year in the end. We were living at Doug and Eleanor's.
Yep, but they're
I lost
twins.
the baby at the end of spring, and my parents died in the summer. It was a hot summer, a heat wave. So when they discovered the bodies, it was just awful. Because of the circumstances, them dying together like that, they brought in a lot of police. A forensic entomologist. I had to look that up. It was because of the heat. It's just awful. Yes. I inherited it from my parents, so it made sense to move back, me and Simon. Felt like going back to old ways before the pregnancy. Reminded me of being a girl, a dollhouse in the attic, old things. We didn't sleep in my parents' bedroom for a long time. We decorated it as soon as we moved in, but it was another year before we started sleeping there. The legal stuff was completed very quickly. Hannah moved back in with Simon. Eric gave Simon the week off to help with the move. We decorated, modernised wallpaper, curtains. Hannah insists the attic be left as it was, dollhouse and all.
The parents'
Simon
house.
never went up there. Then she told me she wanted to help more. She said I should move in with her. She would come clean with Simon about me. I was family. I couldn't have a baby in a bedsit. I told her I didn't want to tell Simon. Told her to wait for the time being.
Hannah is the murderer.
Okay. I parked up on the street. It was busy, so I had to park down the end of the road. Walked up, knocked on the door, no answer. I took my keys out of my bag and unlocked the door. The main lock was unlocked. You can tell because the key doesn't turn when you try to turn it to the left. I walked in. Simon's coat wasn't on the peg. I couldn't see his shoes in the shoe rack. I shouted out. I walked straight into the kitchen because he usually sits in there to have a cup of tea and read his paper, but he wasn't there. I touched the kettle, it was cold. I looked quickly in the living room, nothing. So I walked upstairs to the bedroom and he wasn't there. I didn't search for him because it was pretty clear he wasn't there. I had a shower. The phone rang whilst I was in the shower. I didn't answer it. I think it was Eric. Then I was just exhausted. So I lay down on the bed and I fell asleep, though I didn't mean to. I woke up a couple of hours later and I was surprised to see no one in the bed next to me. And then I remembered where I was and what had happened. That's when Eric called again. This time I spoke to him. Then I called Doug and Eleanor. And then I decided to come and see you. Eleanor?
Doug and Eleanor. Those are two new names.
I looked quickly in the living room, nothing. I walked upstairs to the bedroom and he wasn't there. I didn't search for him because it was pretty clear he wasn't there. I had a shower. The phone rang whilst I was in the shower. I didn't answer it. I think it was Eric. Then I was just exhausted. So I laid down on the bed and I fell asleep, though I didn't mean to. I woke up a couple of hours later and I was surprised to see no one in the bed next to me. And then I remembered where I was and what had happened. That's when Eric called again. This time I spoke to him. Then I called Doug and Eleanor. And then I decided to come and see you. That enough?
Who is that?
Yeah. I've been round to Doug and Eleanor's and they're very worried. I feel sorry for them.
But who are they?
I got a job to contribute, you know. Doug knew someone and I got a job as a dinner lady at the primary school. They said it didn't matter if I could cook or not, just don't poison the kids. So you see, it's always been complicated between me and Simon.
Oh, you think?
It's never just been the two of us. There's always been pressure. I hoover my dust every week, maybe less. I once asked Eleanor how often I should dust, and she said, if people ask, tell them you do it once a week, but every few weeks is okay. I think she was just trying to make me feel better. I mean, when I was there, she was hoovering every day, you know, ran an ordered house. You know how that generation is, putting on a brave front. She has secret stashes of cigarettes. Doug doesn't even know she smokes. When I was there, I saw her. She has these sort of porcelain vases, ornamental, next to the Reader's Digest books. Cigarettes inside. And she still has them. I mean, last time I was there, I looked in a vase. There was a fresh pack. I mean, all those
Night, Bang Girl. Good to see you.
of marriage. And she still has a secret like that.
I want to know who that is.
Yes. I speak with Eleanor at least once a day. Not that there's anything much to say. It's more just...
That was deliberate, wasn't it? Got an achievement for it, so it was clearly important.
This is the third day running you've called me in. I speak to Doug and Eleanor every day. And they say you've been asking a lot of questions. About me. Should I be worried? Am I a suspect? When you suspect someone of murdering their husband. Okay. So you want to eliminate me as a suspect?
Yeah, well, you're definitely that.
That should eliminate me as a suspect. If I was in Glasgow, can't be in two places at once.
Except you were never there to begin with. A1S. I don't know. I'm just curious to see if this comes up again. Hospital? Maybe.
Ask the hospital.
Ask the that is right to you. Ask the hospital.
I sleep on the right side of the bed as you come in from the door. You can tell because I have 2 pillows and he just has 1.
Okay.
Simon was very moral about that sort of thing. He wouldn't just walk out there and sleep with anyone. He wasn't that kind of guy. He took his marriage very seriously.
You know, I noticed this now. Look.
Yes.
Earlier clips,
I
no
inherited
tattoo.
it from my parents, so it made sense to move back. Me.
Later clips, tattoo. If I can type.
Oh, my tattoo. I got it to express my individuality. It's an apple and a snake.
And I got another achievement called Express My Individuality. Oh, this is so interesting.
So I moved out. Got a small bed sit. Got my tattoo to mark the occasion. I was singing in a bar in the evenings. So I had some money, enough money to cover my rent. And I've been doing something similar ever since. I haven't put down any roots. I don't exist. He saw me singing one of my shows. Pure chance. Not sure I remember what he was even doing there. Afterwards, I had a drink at the bar and he came over and we got talking. I knew who he was. Obviously I knew who he was. But he didn't know who I was. He was fascinated by the likeness. He guessed my name from my tattoo. Told me it was a palindrome, like that would impress me. I enjoyed talking to him. It was amazing to be able to sit and interact and talk to him after all this time. He didn't tell me he was married. I'm not sure what he was thinking. He later told me it was like he was dreaming. A waking dream.
Wow.
Yes, my name is Hannah Smith. Oh, shit. Sorry.
Well, we know that now, dear.
Across the road, where my parents first lived there, was a midwife called Florence. When Hannah was born, I was born at the same time.
Called twins.
The midwife was there to help. I'd been throttled by the cord, probably wrapped around my neck by Hannah. The midwife told my mother I was dead.
Oh.
But I wasn't. She wrote all this stuff in a diary. Amazing what people will admit to on paper.
Wait. So maybe the midwife wanted a child so badly because we know she's a widow.
She recognized me from the window. She told me to come inside, and she hid me. They had made the attic into a place where Hannah could play. There was a dollhouse. She hid me up there. No one else ever went into the attic. It was her place.
What? Well, we knew that, but didn't know that that her own sister put her up there, like some sick.
Yes, I read a lot as a child and watched lots of TV.
Her sister
the dolls
hid her.
We had, we still have in the attic. It's kind of a fairy castle. We used to play up there and make up our own stories. Mother wanted me to grow my hair long, but I kept cutting it myself. I wanted to look like my reflection. She always had short hair when she was little. Mother would hide the scissors, but I would find a way. Cut it with a bread knife, something like that. My reflection would always leave her house and go on adventures, but I never could. Mother taught me at home, and I had books and TV.
Wow.
TV was magical, but it was only on when it wanted to be, so I spent a lot of time reading books.
Wow, 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 wow. I'm so into this right now, you have no idea.
Yes. The first time we saw each other, it was strange. We both realised at the same moment, I think. We must have seen each other before, but there was this instant when we first realised it wasn't a reflection. The reflection was staring back. I think I was 5. It was my birthday. My reflection was wearing a party hat and waving. I knew what party hats were from books. And it suddenly occurred
She
to me.
never left that house ever, even with the midwife, her mom.
I waved back and we just spent ages waving at each other and copying each other's movements.
Wow.
I wanted to see my reflection. I thought that if I touched her, something would happen. We would become one. One girl. The fairy tale was over, the witch was dead, and I'd be restored to my rightful place. It was supposed to be a secret. Just because Simon is dead doesn't mean I have to give up all his secrets. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to Simon. No one murdered my husband because he cheated his expenses for a romantic weekend in Oxford.
What? Whoa. I was so caught up in you and I being on the same page that... What?
It was supposed to be a secret. Just because Simon is dead doesn't mean I have to give up all his secrets. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to Simon. No one murdered my husband because he cheated his expenses for a romantic weekend in Oxford. When we weren't together, we'd send secret messages by tapping out a code that we'd learned from a book, the knock code. Something prisoners of war would use. We'd tap them out on radiator pipes or the attic floor.
That's the tapping she was doing, that Hannah was doing when she was in the room alone.
Dad thought we had mice, but they couldn't find any. Bought a cat anyway.
If only I could type. Oh. I don't know. Okay. I mean...
They'd gone to bed feeling ill, thinking it was flu or something.
That's the
And
mushrooms.
then Cornelia had to use my key to let them in. We
Maybe.
found them dead in their bed. And they'd been there for days. No one had noticed. Just awful. It was so soon after my miscarriage. The worst year of my life. I'd been so happy to get married, and after that it was just like, fuck.
Yeah, I knew there was a miscarriage in here.
It's all that matters, really. The baby. Simon's dead, but the baby, that's how he will live on. Our baby.
Oh, really? Not your sister's. Or, to be very specific, clearly she's claiming possession for some reason.
Rehearsed? You ask me the same question, you'll get the same answer. Is that your evidence? Of course I thought about what happened then. It's all I've thought about. My husband is dead.
I can't do that. Darn.
A week or so ago. It would have been the Saturday before my birthday. You know, I get like that on the weekends, have a lie-in, then want to get up and blitz the house. Yes, I'll take a lie detector test.
Well,
I've never taken a lie detector test before. Does it really work?
huh.
My name. That was the only question I failed. Your lie detector works.
Wait. What just dinged? So how's it going down there? You done? What did I do? What did I do?
Okay, you got me. I'll confess. We were there. It was a dirty weekend. Simon was going to expense it, pretend it was a business trip. I used a made-up name. We stayed at the hotel, had room service, didn't leave the room, had a great view of the river, and you could hear the church bells. Like you said, it was very romantic. Differences? She's a better driver than me. She passed the test for us. I tried to take it and nearly crashed the car. Learned that you can't rely on confidence to get you through everything.
Hey. Sorry, I have to pause it. I think I know where the keys went. I bet you her sister had it. I bet you her sister has those keys.
Differences? She's a better driver than me. She passed the test for us. I tried to take it and nearly crashed the car. Learned that you can't rely on confidence to get you through everything. She is the shy one. She was especially shy around boys. If Hannah liked a boy, I would have to pursue him. It was that way with Carl. Hannah met him first. She had such a crush. I let him take my virginity after a night that his band had played at.
Wow.
It got difficult. When I was with Carl, we would have sex, but Hannah couldn't let him see she was a virgin. She had lots of excuses. After a while, we decided that I should take Hannah's virginity.
What?
It's not that different to a bruise, pulling a tooth, a graze.
What?
We used a hairbrush.
What?
After that, we took it in turns, though. I was always the one who seduced the boys. Until Simon.
What?
I wasn't in the house all of Friday night. After the argument, after Simon left, I left too. I was upset and I wanted to get away. So I took the car.
really just want.
We loved our cat, Domino. He had this little bell around his neck to stop him from killing birds in the garden. And we used to write each other notes and put them in the bell, and we could send them to each other. Mum found some of the notes once, and she thought I was just writing to myself because our handwriting was identical. And we had our own words for things, so she didn't quite understand them anyway.
Sunday. So Eve was the one that probably took the car. Right. Yeah. Exactly. Mm-hmm.
I left the next day, Saturday. I slept for a few hours in the car. And when I woke up, I came straight back. Simon wasn't returning my calls and I wanted to try and make up. I got back to the house and Simon wasn't there. And I... Excuse me. Is there a bin?
Okay. So that happened.
Yeah. I pulled over and slept in the car. This was just by the side of the road. I was exhausted. I left the next day, Saturday. I slept for a few hours in the car. And when I woke up, Okay.
See?
I woke
You're
up.
picking right back up
Simon
now.
was already up and he made me birthday breakfast of
Oh.
Eggs Benedict.
This
we both
isn't
had to
it
go
then.
to work, so we saved the
Fine.
presents till later. I got to work, had some birthday cake, children sang me happy birthday, then I came home. The birthday meal was a takeaway, and Simon gave me his present, which I didn't mind. And after that, we talked about the baby. Turned into a big argument. Simon left.
Yeah, here
I was
comes
furious.
that
I wanted
mirror.
to get as far away as I could and get some space to think. So I left.
He left. They both left, technically. He left and then she left.
Okay. I parked up on the street. It was busy, so I parked down the end of the road. I walked up to the house. I knocked on the door. No answer. I took my keys out of my bag, unlocked the door. The main lock was unlocked. I could tell because the key wouldn't turn when I tried to turn it to the left. I walked in. Simon's coat wasn't on the peg. I couldn't see his shoes on the shoe rack. I shouted out for him.
Uh-huh.
I walked straight
We
into the
heard
kitchen.
this
He usually sits
before.
in there to have a cup of tea and read his paper. He wasn't there. I touched the kettle. It was cold. I looked quickly into the living room. Nothing. I walked upstairs to the bedroom. He wasn't there. I didn't search for him because it was pretty clear he wasn't there. Then I had a shower.
No, you did
Whilst I was in
not.
the shower, the phone rang. I think it was Eric, his boss. I didn't answer it.
I don't
Then I
think
came
I know
out
anything about a
and
shower,
I was
but,
just exhausted.
I know
So
you
I
lay
lay down
down.
on the bed and I fell asleep, but I didn't mean to. I woke up a couple of hours later and I was surprised to see no one in the bed next to me. And then I remembered where I was and what had happened. That's when Eric called again. I spoke to him. Then I called Simon's parents. And then I decided to come and see you. That enough?
I feel like we heard this before, and I just didn't realize that I clicked on it twice just now, but it sounded different. Just ever so slightly.
When will the police let me back in the house? And they let me take a bag of clothes with me, but they said it was food poisoning. There was something in the food they ate. My dad liked to pick mushrooms, grow them too. They said it was the mushrooms. It was hard to believe. Death caps. They have a skirt around the cap. My dad taught me that.
This is
the police had no
different.
reason to think it was suspicious. They lived alone, and no one had any reason to hurt them.
Except for maybe Hannah.
No. I lost the baby. I had a miscarriage at 8 months. We carried on living at Simon's parents until, well, it was only a few months after. Then my parents died. It was the worst year of my life. The miscarriage and then my parents.
Yeah, I was right on with that miscarriage then.
I got pregnant. Both our parents had a big powwow. We weren't even in the room. And they decided we should get married.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
They can't both be pregnant,
And I was
so...
infertile. Thought I was. They told me I was infertile after the miscarriage because of complications. Hannah had a miscarriage.
No, she
This was
didn't.
late in the pregnancy and it left her infertile. Felt like the universe had
I mean, I guess she
collected
did.
its
I
force.
don't think Eve is crazy.
Mind again. But Hannah and Simon were still living with his parents. They were married. Simon had a job at the Glaziers now. Eric had given him a full-time position after he left school. And then
Then what? Whoops.
let me see. Yes. I drove in here because I remember well I went over the river. And then there was a church. There. Yeah. And I probably parked. Well, I remember seeing a street sign called Princess Street. Yeah, there it is.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it must be this one. There. When beautiful people died, we always felt like it was a sign. You remember Princess Grace? Grace Kelly? She died in a car crash the year before we met Simon. We used a Ouija board to speak to her, and that gave us the power to find him. That's what we thought then. That people who died tragically leave some kind of magic behind.
Oh.
We used to share dreams. We used to wake up and write them down in our diaries immediately and compare them.
Let's see. Hannah. No, it doesn't. Darn. It's no. I just. Oh.
Mum and Dad had never had any reason to notice. They were always busy. If Hannah was eating a lot, they didn't mind. She didn't put on any weight. That girl has a healthy appetite. If they heard us talking in the attic, they just thought it was Hannah playing one of her games, and that Eve was our imaginary friend. Once, she was already up and dressed and ready to go to school, and I snuck down for a piss. Mum saw me in my underwear, she went mad. Get dressed this instant! So I ducked into our bedroom, and seconds later, out came Hannah, dressed and ready. Mum was amazed.
Wow. This is absolutely insane.
At the time they said it was poison, food poisoning. I mean, I felt so guilty. If I'd still been at home, maybe I could have done something. I don't know. Okay, she's being chased. They're trying to catch her because she did something bad. I guess she broke the rules. Or maybe they think she did something bad. Maybe it wasn't her fault.
Oh.
She looks scared, not guilty. Maybe it was mistaken identity.
Uh-huh.
Did they catch her there? I don't know. Yes. I thought about telling Hannah. I felt guilty after the kiss. But then it began to feel like this was the way it should be. Sharing, like we had before. He never mentioned her to me. There was the Simon with me and the Simon with her. It was almost like it was a different Simon.
But what? I know.
Mobile phone? Yeah. Well, they have one for the Glaziers, but it's only for work. I can't remember the number. Oh, it's in the kitchen. I saw it plugged into its charging cradle. Hannah was so smitten with Simon. She started getting jealous, didn't want to share. Even the first date. We went to see Tom Cruise at the Old Odeon. We both went, kept changing places in the toilet. We only had the one best dress, so we had to keep swapping clothes. Must have thought we had terrible bladder problems. The next date, it was my turn. At the end, I let him kiss me, but that was it. We didn't want another Carl on our hands, and the Ouija board had said to hold back. After that, it was Hannah's turn, and she slept with him. Broke the rules. Deliberately broke the rules. She wanted to be the first to sleep with him. I mean, that's when she got pregnant.
Yeah.
From that one time.
Wow.
It lasted about 6 months. I tried to carry on, but everything was different. Hannah insisted I not pretend to be her around Simon, let alone sleep with him. We didn't share him like the others. The rules had changed. Me living in the attic had become weird in a way it hadn't been before. Just became our way of life. We would swap places and take it in turns to do things, and we were very careful. Whoever had been out that day would come back and write a detailed diary so that we were on the same page. We had a list of rules that said what we could and couldn't do in any given situation. It was exhaustive. We lived a second life through those rules. Rules for things that could only ever happen inside our imaginations. We would consider all the permutations of future events and agree rules to walk our way through them.
Wow. That sure is one way to live a life.
The mirror. I can't remember. I put it somewhere safe. Upstairs, I think. Haven't
You
looked at
broke it.
since.
I bet not. Oops. I'm trying to think now. What more could we...
We couldn't afford our own place. Simon dropped out of school, went full-time at the Glaziers. That was Eric's generosity. We moved in with his mum and dad. They had a spare room for us and the baby, if it came. It was a nice change, time to myself, living there for those months, full of hope.
I feel like I did this already, but... yeah, I did. I don't know. I'm at a loss here.
Yes, like a story. A beginning, a middle, and an end.
Okay.
Well, she has a knife. She's been cooking, I guess. She's been cooking him his favourite meal. She's his wife. And he's asleep and she doesn't want to wake him because he's ill. That's why she's sad. Because he's ill and he might die. It's kind of a sad story, so I'm not sure how it ends. Well, she has a knife. She's been cooking, I guess. She's been cooking him his favourite meal. She's his wife. And he's asleep and she doesn't want to wake him because he's ill. That's why she's sad. Because he's ill and he might die. I thought it made me sound suspicious. It's not a normal thing to do, to drive to the other end of the country. I wanted to keep it simple. I know it was stupid not to tell you everything. Saying I spent the night in Glasgow when my husband went missing, I thought it would, distract you from what was important. It's different now. Now he's... Yeah, we were 17. It was a nice wedding, people said. Simon looked very handsome in the photos. His parents paid for everything, but he's an only child, so it was important to them. It was what they called a shotgun wedding, but if you looked at the photos, you couldn't tell. The dress was beautiful. It looked like Princess Diana's. The train wasn't quite as long, though. There's a great photo of the bridesmaid helping to carry it out of the car. No, not drugs. I mean, he drinks, but never very much. He goes to the pub and has one or two. Sometimes we go together. He drinks wine with food, but no, he doesn't have any kind of drinking problem. Diana's really nice. She helps out with the glaziers, organises the Christmas party, that sort of thing. They have 2 kids, really sweet kids. She used to look out for me when I worked there.
What is missing?
I guess you could call it that, but we were both happy to get married. It was a beautiful wedding. We had our first dance to Come Back and Stay. I'm not sure if that's a good wedding song, but I loved it. I chose it. I mean, it was genuinely our first dance. We'd never danced together before. It was probably awful to watch, but I enjoyed it. It felt like it was just me and Simon for that moment. Just the 2 of us.
No sister. Trying to think what more would all of this we've done. Sure, let's see what happens. What? What? No. Log off and meet me over the road? Who's Sarah?
I would have been a good mother. I was young, but I would
Oh.
have been a good mother.
Oh. Wait, what?
She was a girl, by the way, the baby. We were going to call her Sarah.
What?
Simon wanted to call her Ava after his nana, but I didn't want her to have a symmetrical name.
We are the child.
Sorry. The picture, the way it's drawn, just reminded me of the books we used to read as children. I read those fairy tales over and over, and they were so real to me. Rapunzel was my favourite. My brain is just full of it. Are any of these in colour?
What happens when you do that? What is happening? What is happening? Okay. So, nothing. So where's Sarah? That's really what's happening here. What? Oh.
never taken a lie detector test before. Does it really work? I think when I drove back it was about 8 or something. And I got back to the house about 3. I think so. I mean, to get into our garden, we'd have to climb through other gardens. All the gardens back onto each other, so you'd have to climb over 1, 2, 3 gardens to get to ours. I mean, did anyone see anything? Did anyone see anyone come and go? An intruder? No, no one has been in the last few weeks. We had a plumber come in 3-4 weeks ago. Simon knew from the rock. I think it was that time, the first time at the house, in his bed, that I got pregnant. Amazing, right? This fucking magic spur. And they say lightning doesn't strike twice. I didn't tell him. I missed 3 periods. I had pretty irregular periods anyway, but 3. I had always thought we were infertile. Both of us. I didn't tell him. Just waited. Hannah and I were meeting for our birthday, and I told her because I thought she would be happy for us both. I think she was.
Oh.
Like I said before, it was 3, something like that. I walked in, saw Simon. He was on the floor of the living room. His throat had been cut. There was a lot of blood. He was dead.
Yeah.
I tried. I tried to get pregnant too, but it didn't happen. I slept with so many boys, men. My body refused. I think my period stopped because hers had. I was pretty ill. I mean, how could we stay the same now? I felt like Hannah had really fucked things up. Set us down separate paths. We had become different. After the kiss, the next time, he took me back to the house, to our parents' house, to their house. So, it was definitely him. I sometimes think he wanted to get caught to prove to himself that we were different people. He told me about his marriage, told me how his wife was completely different to me. I almost burst out laughing. Have I ever cheated on Simon? You asked that question yesterday. Simon never cheated on me. He was devoted to me, and I was devoted to him. Nothing in life is easy. We were good to each other. Life isn't a fairy tale. You do what you can. No, I have never been unfaithful. I've never cheated on Simon.
I don't know.
A black coffee, thanks. No sugar. I'm sweet enough as it is.
That's so. Nope, that's not how you spell it.
My sister is gone. And she's never coming back.
Hell.
Suicide? No. I mean, he would never do anything like that. He is not the kind of person to do anything like that. I mean, to hurt himself? No.
I don't know. Interesting.
Simon's parents offered to put me up, but I didn't think it would be a good idea. It would be too sad. Not right now. I'm staying at a friend's.
Yeah, your sister. No. Let's just see. Uh-huh.
No! You're talking to the wrong person if you think I'm some kind of slut. If you think I'm the kind of person that would have had sex with all those guys.
Somebody did.
So, our sex life is probably fairly average for a couple after 10 years of marriage. Are you married? How is your sex life? Really? You're going to ask me about my sex life? I mean, isn't that private?
I don't know.
No. The whole thing was wrong.
I'm about to call it, I think.
The bags, I think they were from our kitchen. You can probably check that. We never go into the cellar. It's just a place we put things we don't need. Dad used to grow mushrooms there. The bags were taped up. I think it was parcel tape, but I think it was ours. Oh God, I don't know. I mean, I guess the Rock. You've spoken to everyone there. Someone must have seen where he went. I don't know. So many things could have gone wrong.
want to know where this went.
I'd like to speak to a lawyer.
Oh, that's it.
I'd like to speak to a lawyer now. Please. You have no murder weapon. You have nothing. And all these stories we've been telling each other. Just that. Stories. Yes. No lawyer. What are you going to arrest me for? Yes. I understand my rights. No, I don't need a lawyer. Can I leave? Are you going to arrest me? No. They'd laugh you out of the building. A lawyer would make mincemeat of you.
Wow.
Can you arrest someone who doesn't exist? This is a nicer room. Is this where you take people when it's time to arrest them? This other person doesn't exist. I don't know what the blonde wig is, but it could be anything. Have you looked at the cat flap? This was about 9. I went round and she was waiting for me. She was furious and so angry, the kind of anger you can only have towards yourself. We screamed at each other, argued, cried, we fought. I hit her back, left a bruise. I had my wig on from performing and she tore it off. Eventually, we grew tired of fighting and I left. No, I've never worn a wig. What kind of wig? A wig? You mean... what type of wig? No, he doesn't keep a diary. That's my thing. I've kept one, well, as long as I can remember, since I was a girl. Helps make sense of my day. And when you're forced to put something into words, just gives you perspective. Everyone's on the same page. Just became our way of life.
Yeah. Wow. This is something else. I think I'm gonna call it a night. I might try to get back into this tomorrow. This sure has been something else, though, that's for sure. And really something. Wow. I think we know what happened, though. I think we know what happened. Rags with class. What does that even mean? Very, very interesting. It's SB. Well, either way, I am gonna call it a night. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be back tomorrow, probably to finish this up and maybe to play the next one from the same developer. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night.